everyone, it's Echo Music and I am back for another 911 Lone Star episode review. Today we are going to be talking about episode 4-8 titled Control Freaks. And before I get started, I just want to say a quick congratulations to Lone Star on marking 50 episodes. This is a huge milestone for any TV show, and I just want to say this show has really truly changed my life. I mean, it is the first show where I've ever seen myself represented in. So thank you, Lone Star, for that. And here's to another 50 episodes.
He did that to you?
I just should have let him stop in Tucson.
No, Kylie, this is not your fault. I'm calling the cops.
No, you can't.
Why not?
Because they won't do anything. I've tried. I called them once before outside Louisville, and they said that without evidence, it's just he said, she said. And then they left. He almost killed me that night.
Okay, well, what were you hoping I could do for you?
I don't know, you just seemed so kind on the road and a firefighter. I thought that maybe you could save me.
So Marjan is back. Well, she's back on our screens at least. In this episode, we get to see her travels on Route 66 as she tries to find her purpose in life. And when she's traveling, she ends up running into this couple who needs help with their RV, only to find that the woman in this relationship, Kylie, leaves a note for Marjan on her motorcycle saying that he is gonna kill her. So Marjan follows this couple and makes it a mission to help Kylie. In the scene we just watched, we see Marjan talking to Kylie as she's trying to figure out how she can help her. And I think this is a very important scene and storyline to air on television because it is unfortunate how common domestic abuse and violence is. And it isn't always easy for the person that's being abused to just walk away. And you really see Kylie struggle with this during this episode.
They actually listened to me this time. I guess it helps to have video evidence. I'm glad.
Thank you, Marjan, for everything. I don't know what to say.
You don't have to say anything. It was the right thing to do.
In my experience, that's never made anybody do something before.
You know how you set out on the open road to find your true purpose?
I think you just found it.
What's that?
Rescuing people. You're my hero, Marjan.
So after one epic fight scene, Marjan saves the day, and she finds her purpose in life is to rescue people. I think Marjan had to take a step back and reevaluate everything in order to realize that what she was doing was what she was meant to be doing all along. Now, I don't know about you, but this reminded me of what TK went through in season 1. So if you remember, in episode 8 of season 1, TK got shot. And after being shot, he wasn't sure if being a firefighter was his purpose in life. TK had to take a step back and reevaluate his life, and with the help of a solar storm, he realizes that rescuing people was what he was meant to be doing too. So hopefully we'll get to see Marjan back with the 126 Firehouse very soon, because she's realized her purpose.
So what changed?
My father has gone insane.
You let Owen get involved?
Let him. He just sort of took over. So we were hoping that you could reel him in.
He doesn't like our suits. He doesn't like our music. Now he wants to change the cake.
Well, this all sounds very unfortunate, mijos. Pero the relationship with the in-laws, los consuegros, it's too important. It is the foundation of a happy bond between the families. If Owen wants to take charge, I cannot interfere.
Mama, he wants to go gluten-free on the cake.
Oh, hell no. No. That man needs to be stopped. Now. Nada de gluten-free. Por favor. Ya se pasó ya.
So not only was this a big episode for Marjan, but it was also a really big episode for Tarlos. So before I get started with Tarlos, can I tell you something super exciting? I'm meeting Tarlos in Paris in June. I mean, what? I can't even believe it. Anyways, so in this episode, we get to see Tarlos planning their wedding, but it doesn't go as planned because what does in this show? Owen has decided that he's going to try and change every single one of Tarlos's plans for their wedding. I mean, I can't even believe that Owen didn't even like their suits. I teared up when they walked out in them. So Carlos and TK decide that they need to list Carlos's mom, Andrea, in hopes that maybe she can stop Owen from all his crazy ideas and things he's doing. I mean, Andrea had me cracking up in the scene that we just watched. So let's see if she was able to stop Owen.
Well, maybe we can do them as accents. What do you think, Owen?
I guess we could. We could put it in the arches. Would that be possible?
Certainly.
There's a flower arch now?
4, actually.
I love flower arches. They're so magical.
So magical. I mean, who doesn't love a flower?
I don't, Dad.
Why not?
I don't think you guys are hearing us. We don't like flower arches or orchids. What we really liked was our pocket squares. Remember those?
Babe, just
No,
take it easy,
Carlos,
okay?
this isn't us, all right? None of this feels like us.
Look, I know this is very stressful. It is. But trust me on this, when the big day comes and everything looks beautiful, you're going to thank us.
That's right.
And we're doing it all for you.
No, you're not. Oh my God, you are doing this for you, so you can control everything like you always do. And I am sick of it. And Dad, you are fired.
Fired from what?
From planning the wedding.
Well, their plan backfired. Andrea and Owen had these same ideas. They loved the gluten-free cake, and they wanted these outrageous floral arrangements. I mean, they wanted to put one of those floral centerpieces on every table. I mean, they're so big. How are you going to see the guests on the other side of the table? I mean, that would make it hard for conversations, in my opinion. Anyways, TK and Carlos had enough, and TK decides that he was going to stand up to his father. I mean, you go, TK. This is yours and Carlos's wedding, and no one else's. You do what you want, and if that's a simple wedding, well, I'm all for a simple wedding. Just don't forget to send me an invite.
This isn't the first time I've been accused of not hearing my son. When Carlos came out to Gabriel and me, we were raised old school. Didn't have the experience of how to talk about that kind of stuff.
I get it.
We loved our son, but we just didn't know what to say. So we said nothing.
Well, he knows you accept him.
Now he knows, but when I think about all those lost years, how much it must have hurt him, it's my biggest regret in life, Owen.
He forgives you. He knows you love him.
I know he does.
So after they got fired from planning TK and Carlos's wedding, Andrea and Owen take a step back to see where everything went wrong. Here, Andrea talks about how it isn't the first time she was accused for not listening to her son, Carlos. As we found out back in season 2, Carlos came out to his parents when he was 17, and they told him they loved him, but they never talked about it again. And by the way, that scene in episode 4 of season 2 is still to this day one of my top favorite Carlos scenes, besides the proposal. It's the scene where I've realized that I am Carlos, that I have been where Carlos has been, and that is why I love that character so much. Anyways, back to Andrea. I think it's really beautiful that she was able to admit to her mistakes, that she didn't do right by Carlos when he came out, but she realizes it, and she will do everything in her power to make sure that he knows that he is loved and accepted for every part of himself. And that's just beautiful. And this scene was maybe my favorite scene of the entire episode. It had me tearing up.
Because it's the last thing you're ever gonna need from me. And so I wanted it to be perfect.
What are you talking about?
You're marrying a guy who's capable and decent, wonderful, and he's gonna take great care of you, so my job's basically over.
You wish, Dad. Right? I don't know the first thing about being married.
Well, neither do I. I'm Owen too. You know what I mean? It's not like I was an amazing husband.
Yeah, I guess, but you are an amazing father. And one day I hope to be one too, so I'm gonna need your help and guidance.
That would be so cool.
and I'm always gonna be my best friend, okay? I don't need you to make everything perfect for me. Deal.
And here you find out Owen's reasoning for going very overboard with his wedding planning. He doesn't think TK will need him anymore, which is so untrue. TK loves his father and wants his father in his life. So even though Owen went crazy with the wedding planning, I'm still glad that we saw Owen make an effort to be there for his son. And I hope we can see that him continuing to make that effort in the future episodes. Also, can we talk about how TK wants to be a father someday? I would absolutely love to see Tarlos have a family once they've been married a little while. I think it would be so vital to see a storyline that portrays the struggles of a gay couple in Texas trying to adopt and raise children, and especially to see that on network television would be huge. So this TV show better continue to be renewed so we can see that. So I like this episode, but unfortunately this episode did not make my top 5 favorite 911 Lone Star episodes. If I were to be honest, I had slightly higher hopes for this episode, being that it was the 50th episode of the show. And to me, it just kind of fell flat. It was still a good episode. I really enjoyed it. It just didn't have that it factor for me that could place it in my top 5. Now, I want to say thank you guys so much again for watching this review. If you'd like to give it a thumbs up, let me know in the comments what you thought of this episode, and stay tuned. Next week's episode looks insane, so I'm excited to do a review for this.